Consistency. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I approach making consistent profits as a day trader. I'm going to show you my P&L. We're going to use this day, Tuesday, March 4th, as an example. But high level, consistency is a tough thing to pin down for day trading because the markets are unknown. Every day, something new could happen. Today, we dropped 100 points, set new low a week, and rallied 110 points to finish the day higher. So we're going to use this Tuesday's trades as an example. Again, I made $730 on the account, which is good, but high level consistency is very tough to pin down. Instead of thinking of consistency and tying that to outcome, think of consistency and tie it to process, the rules you're following, the approach that you're taking. That is where you can find consistency because nothing in trading is guaranteed. We know that. We're playing probabilities. So if we're playing probabilities, you want to be consistent in the process, in the approach to those probabilities, almost as if it's a science experiment, right? We don't want to mess with certain variables. We only want to mess with a very few things that we track and adjust and tweak as time goes on. But the control variables of the experiment, your routine, your habits, all those things, those are what you can think about. The process you take to getting to the desk, how you qualify a trade, what entries you're looking for. That is the control variables in this data collection that is really trading. You're collecting data points, right? Isaac just said on the podcast, you're collecting ticks. Think about it like you're collecting data points. So consistency is not what I think a lot of people think it is when they get into trading. It's not consistent money. Now, it can be, it should be. Here you can see this week really good, up 2,400. You can see back in February, still pretty consistent, only 2 red days, up in February as well. So consistency in outcome looks like this. You string more green than red when you're consistent in your process. So let's go over these trades on Tuesday. Now, first thing, you're going to see a blue VWAP on my screen, and you're going to see 2 black lines here. That's the opening range and the New York VWAP. You can get the indicator that I'm using if you go to the link in the description or go to luxalgo.com/ASFX. That will automate these levels and these VWAPs for you. And I've got a how-to video right here. If you go to the website, you can watch that. So the first trade on Tuesday, I was in early here as we were underneath the overnight VWAP. I'm watching Bookmap. We're seeing orders start to come on the book down here, thickening up. You can't see it because my face is covering, but it's like the 5790s. So we're bearish here at like 940. I hopped in before the opening range was set. And if you see in my notes here, I bailed on the trade in this candle in profit, but I bailed on it here because my Bookmap lagged and this candle kind of jumped on TradingView. So I didn't want to risk getting by some lag or some slippage and then look at what it ends up doing. It consolidated higher, never hit my stop loss, and then it ends up moving lower. The trade to be in was to not be in before the opening range was set, but instead be in here 5 minutes after the range is set at a similar price, basically the same price, but off of that VWAP for that move lower. Now, one thing to note, detailed tip, write this down. Opening range is set here. This is a first opening range and it just goes. That doesn't happen every day. So just make note of that. So that's why it was hard to anticipate that. So made a little bit of money on this, left a lot on the table. After it pulls back here, this is now later in the morning, 10:30, you can see I build into a short position near New York VWAP as a retest. I closed that short position about 17 points in profit. I've got to get on calls. I don't want to be, half focused. So I scalp it to there. Very happy to take that trade. I like these New York bounce trades. It doesn't make it all the way to the New York VWAP, but with so much bearish momentum, I know I want to be short, not long. So that was this play. And then as you can see here, it does end up going lower. I think what I did good here was to just be full out. Because if I would have locked my stop, I would have been tapped right here and then been like, oh, what the fuck? Why didn't I hold into that? So it's good to just be scalpy, right? That's the gay little saying that we're going to keep saying, apparently. Be scalpy. Scalpy, scalpy. And then this one, playing around in the afternoon, just trying to catch some momentum back to the downside. Small short here, added a little bit more here into the last hour of the day, and then it flushed. And as you can see, full out here, just a little more win on the day. So here, on a day like this, we're talking about consistent profits. Consistently, I'm quick in my wins and quick in my losses, right? Most of the time, I'm not fighting the VWAP. And if I am, like on this trade, I'm in smaller size. I like to trade like this, with VWAP in the direction of trend. These are the good ones. Would it have been great to hold this first entry? Yeah, I nailed it. Look, I was in at 58.10. It goes 57.50 here, and then 57.40 here. So I had it. But that's a thing to think about too here. Is like, I'm not trying to catch all of the move. I'm very big on that. I don't want you guys to think you have to catch the entire move to make consistent money. So to talk again back about consistency, think about it as, it's going to sound funny, but like a rack of ribs. The pieces on the end sometimes are not that great. It's the middle. That's how I look at trading. I want those middle ribs. That's my consistent money. Trading with trend, trading with VWAP for the most part, that's my money. The extra stuff, the whole move, I don't need it. I just don't need it. Because if you stack correctly, and that's my whole thing about like, how do you make consistent profits? The title of this video, you stack correctly, you get payouts, right? This account is $500 away from a payout. So I should be making a video that'll follow this up here next week about taking the payout. So prop firm trading versus trading if you worked at a hedge fund or if you were trading your own money, definitely different. We talk about that in other videos. But for consistent prop firm returns, be green, stack wins, be small in your losses, and trade with VWAP as much as you can. Don't fight the VWAP unless you're a really good reversion trader like some of you are. Tell me what you think of this video. Drop a comment. Let me know. Make sure you're subscribed. We drop a podcast every Saturday, and I've been doing a lot of giveaways on the podcast. So make sure you're there. Now, last thing, if you watched all the way and you're not subscribed to ASFX TV, that's where Futures 101 and Futures 2.0 is hosted. That's where our daily live streams are hosted. Use the code ASFX, ASFX. After your 3-day free trial, that's going to give you 50% off your first month. Come in for a month. You can watch the courses and leave after a month. I don't care. But I bet you if you watch the courses and you come join the live streams, you're not going to want to leave. That's why we're the fastest growing live stream in the world right now. Come check out ASFX TV. Use the code ASFX. I appreciate you for watching this far through. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys on stream or in the next video.